Hey there, I'm Dr. Brandy and I'm back. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. We are always glad when Wednesday gets here. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the middle of the week is like, okay, I have made it here. The rest is downhill. So we have made it to Wednesday. Yay. Hey, Dr. Lakeisha, thanks for joining tonight. Um, I'm on a little bit late. Sorry about that, guys. I had to grab a little dinner because I've been working all day, worked through lunch today. So I was a little hungry and I needed to have some sustenance before I got on. You know, I am a big proponent for taking care of yourself and doing the things that you need to do to make sure that you are okay. And so for me, I needed to make sure that I had some food in my stomach. I had a wonderful meal and now I feel good and I'm ready to hang out with you guys. All right. Well, I'm Dr. Brandy. Like I said, I am a board certified OBGYN and women's libido coach. And I teach women how to feel good in and out of the bedroom. And how to get their sexy back, because who doesn't want their sexy back? I'm glad I found my sexy. So if you want to get your sexy back, definitely tune in, because we're going to be talking about some good stuff tonight. So I'm just inviting a good couple of people over via text, and we are going to get started. So tonight we are going to talk about something that we've been talking about for a little bit. I think it has become our theme for this week. We are talking about biohacks for a better sex life. And biohacks are just tools and strategies and different things that you can do to optimize your health overall. And specifically to what we're talking about, we are talking about how to optimize and upgrade your sex life. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Some biohacks for you to use and learn so that you can get your sexy back and have your best sex life ever. Really, that's my goal. That is my big, hairy, audacious goal, is to let you and help you have the best sex life ever. How does that sound? So, all right, well, let's just jump into it. Hey, Dr. Ferlandi, thanks for joining. So tonight's biohack is sex toys. So we are going to talk about sex toys, what they are, what they aren't. We're going to talk about how to choose the best sex toy. We're going to talk about how to use sex toys by yourself and with your partner. So we are going to have a good time tonight. Hey, Danielle, thanks for joining. We are gonna have a good time. Yeah, Dr. Lakeisha, hey now. That's right. We're gonna go there. I think I want to take us there so we can enjoy our Wednesday. This is our Wellness Wednesday. Yeah. All right. So to get started, sex toys come in a variety of different types. So you can have toys that have vibrational capacities. You can have toys that don't have vibrational capacities. And I think that's a kind of a good way to separate them. Specifically, we are talking about kind of dildos versus vibrators. Dildos are non-vibrating items, and they generally are shaped like a male penis, and they allow for penetration and to they give kind of that sense of penetration and fullness and things like that. Versus a vibrator, which can be any shape at all. It can be in the shape of a male penis. It can be in the shape of of wildlife. If you've ever heard of the rabbit, you know that one is shaped a little bit like a rabbit. There are some toys that are very much aesthetically pleasing, and they look almost like art or some sort of jewelry. There are some that look like cosmetic products, so that you can carry them in your purse without having anyone know what it is that you have, and you can use it on the go. So there's so many different varieties of toys that are available. There are things that are available for women. There are things that are available for men. There are things that are available for couples. So there's just a whole plethora of items to choose from when it comes to a sex toy, and what you choose just depends on what you want to achieve. So for me, there are a few things that I want you to know about when you are choosing a sex toy, because it can impact your whole experience with the sex toys. And it also can cause you some harm if you're not careful. So the first thing is, you want to make sure that your toy is made with a medical grade silicone. So that medical grade silicone is important because you don't want anything that's going to be leaching chemicals into your body. You don't want anything that's not going to be healthy for you. You don't want anything that is going to disrupt your normal natural pH, because it is something that is not made to be used inside the body. So you want to look for a medical grade silicone. Second thing is, you want to make sure that whatever item that you are choosing, if you have a chance to explore it and look at it, you want to make sure that the parts that will be inserted inside are made or cast in one piece, because there can be seams where if items are put together, like they're cast separately and then put together, the seams sometimes can be rough, and that can actually cut you. Or if the seam is not raised and it looks like it's okay, sometimes there can be just a crevice or a crack, and bacteria can get stuck in there, and so you may be setting yourself up for a bacterial infection. So you want to make sure that you have medical grade silicone, and the parts that will be going inside are cast in one piece. Okay. Thirdly, you want to make sure that you have a toy from a company that stands behind their product. There are a lot of fly-by-night whatever people who are just like, okay, here, I'm trying to sell as many of these as possible, and I could care less if it really works. I could care less if after 2 uses it doesn't do anything. I could care less if you get sick from it. So you want to definitely make sure that you go to a reputable dealer for your products. And speaking of reputable dealers, we want to talk about a couple of them. I used to be a distributor for a company called Lelo, Lelo, and Lelo has some beautiful toys. These toys don't even look like they're toys. They are just gorgeous. And they are top of the line, actually. If I had to choose, I would choose Lelo. They are made with that medical grade silicone. They have that single cast construction, so you don't have to worry about bacteria or anything like that. Yeah, Dr. Lakeisha, bacteria are not good at all. So you want to make sure that you have a quality product. And so I wish I had pulled out some of the toys that they have. But they have some vibrators that just are gorgeous, gorgeous. They have wonderful colors. They have wonderful shapes and different shapes and sizes. They have different items to stimulate different areas. As you know, I like to talk about the different pleasure points that you have on your body, inside the vagina, outside of the vagina, all of those places. And LELO has these wonderful, wonderful items that will help you to stimulate plenty of those. So as you can tell, I really like LELO. But that's a good brand. I like Adam and Eve for looking for different products. They have a very good selection. They also ship very discreetly. So that's an important aspect of getting any sex toy. If you're not going to go to the store, if you're going to order it online, you want to make sure they ship it discreetly so nobody's all up in your business like, oh, that's what she doing. Okay. All right. So that is, well, no, there's one other. There's a bonus that you need to know about buying a sex toy. So in the olden days, they had sex toys that were pretty much one speed. You turn it on, you turn it off. That's it. That's all. Now they have toys that have varying patterns. So you can have any number of patterns of vibration. And then they have toys in addition to that pattern change, they have intensity modulation. So you can go up or down with the intensity. So there are so many options and choices for you to be able to find your perfect level, find your perfect setting, and just go for it. So I'm excited because you have a little more ability to customize your experience depending on which item you have, which toy you have. So yeah, so those are the top things. You got making sure that it is medical grade silicone. You have to make sure that it's cast in one piece. You want to make sure that you find a reputable company to give you your products, get you your products, and make sure they're beautiful. Who wants to look at something that's not beautiful? Make it romance yourself with a beautiful toy. And then you want to make sure that it has multiple speeds and multiple intensities so that you can set it to what you want it to be so you can have your ultimate pleasure. All right. So, look, Dr. Lakeisha says, all right now. Yeah, you know, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. It's Dr. Brandy After Dark. We're going to talk about it. So, Dr. Lakeisha, you also asked about couples toys. So there are a couple of different things that you can find or you can see with couples toys. You've probably seen, if you walk the aisle at the drugstore or at the grocery store that has the condoms and lubes and all that stuff. I know Trojan has a ring that can go on the penis, and it has a little vibrator on that ring that goes on the penis, and that vibrator is supposed to help make the sensations better for both the man and for the woman. So that's one type of couple sex toy. There's also the types that have two pieces. One is a piece that the partner, usually the woman, wears. She'll put it either inside the vagina, or it may come in like a pair of underwear, and then her partner has a remote. And with that remote, they can have fun when they're out and about, and the husband can decide how much stimulation he wants to give to his wife. And the wife is, just getting those sensations because she either has the device literally inside of her, or she has something in that's in an underwear type of configuration that will let her experience that pleasure. And so that's kind of fun to use when you're going to like a party, like a dinner party or something. You can't be so far away that you can't see each other, but you can go a distance and see how it goes. One thing I'll say about that though is you have to be careful. You probably want to test it out first before you take it on the road, because sometimes the toys can be louder than you would want them to be, and you don't want to tip anybody off that you're using something. So you just got to be careful with that. All right. I hope that answers your question, Dr. Lakeisha, about the couples toys and what's available. There's so many different things that are out there. So, if you have any questions, you can always PM me. If you don't want to put them in here, if you want to know some stuff, just definitely PM me about that. I'm happy to share my expertise. So let's see, what else do we want to talk about with toys? Oh, we want to talk about some of the things that you want to make sure that you do with your toys. One is to make sure that you have a proper cleaner for your toys. If you don't clean your toys properly, you can set yourself up for getting an infection. You also, if you're not using the proper cleaning solution, can degrade the material and make the toy not last as long as it is intended to. So you want to read the instructions very well. If the company that you are buying the product or the toy from has a cleaner that they recommend, I would say get that cleaner, because you want to make sure that you are staying safe. You're not, having any bacteria that's residual that could potentially give you an infection. Second thing is don't share toys. I had an encounter with someone, and I don't know how true the story is about how she got that STD, but her story that she told me was that she was sharing a sex toy amongst her friends, and they all ended up with something. So don't share your sex toys, because you don't know what other people got going on down there. Get your own sex toys, use your own sex toys. That's my public service announcement for the night. I'm gonna get off the soapbox now. All right, the third thing about caring for your toys and to know about toys is that you have to be careful about the type of lubricant that you use. Some toys are only made for water-based lubricants, whereas other toys, you're able to use silicone-based lubricants. You can use coconut oil or olive oil, all those things. So you just got to read your instructions and read the directions that come with your toy to make sure that you don't inadvertently damage your investment. And then let's see, I think those are probably the top three. Just making sure that you clean your toy appropriately, that you don't share it, and that you make sure that you use a proper lubricant that won't degrade the material. All right, so Dr. Ferlandi asks, are there any bad side effects to using sex toys? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that was the next thing we were going to talk about. But using sex toys can have some effects, just like anything. I believe you can use and have and enjoy everything in moderation. If you are finding that you are using the sex toy so much that you are not able to enjoy having sex with your partner, if you're having partnered sex, that can be a problem. That can be a bad side effect, because one, you are just not able to have that same connection. Your partner may feel that they are being replaced, which is one of the common things that partners think when you are including a toy in your sexual experience. They're like, okay, well, is it that I'm not good enough? There can be some insecurities and things that come up from that. But you want to make sure that you are not substituting in partnered sex. You're not substituting the toy for your partner. Another potential side effect from using sex toys is that if you are using them very often, and it kind of goes along the same lines as what we were just talking about, you can actually make, especially if you're using it on the clitoris, you can make the clitoris become a little tolerant to the vibrations, if we're talking about a vibrating toy. And so if you are using it so much, you can one, either make the clitoral nerve endings very tolerant and they stop being sensitive, or the other way around, you can have them actually start to give you pain because you are stimulating them too much. So you have to be careful with the vibrations and using those, because you can make some changes happen. Hey, Tamikia, thanks for joining. You are catching us coming up on almost the end of the show, but we are talking about biohacks for a better sex life, and it's some interesting stuff. So definitely go back and listen to the replay. So you want to be careful of that. Otherwise, I think any other bad side effects tend to happen just because you're not caring for the toy correctly, or you are not, you haven't picked the right one for you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that those are probably the bad side effects. And just so you know, if you become desensitized to the sex toys because of the vibration and things like that, if you stop using them for a while, that sensation does come back. Okay. All right. So Dr. Ferlandi has another question. Can sex toys cause vaginal problems? What do you mean by vaginal problems? Dr. Ferlandi, put that on in the chat so we can dive into that. In general, I think sex toys can help vaginal problems. I had a patient the other day who had come in for something called vulvovaginal atrophy. Vulvovaginal atrophy. And that is a condition that happens in menopause when you don't have enough estrogen. And when you don't have enough estrogen around, the vaginal tissues become very thin. They become very almost like stiff. They don't stretch as well. You don't get as much blood flow, so you don't have as much lubrication. And that's why, that's what is the cause for most women saying, oh, I have vaginal dryness. And so for this particular woman, she was like, I really want to make sure that I don't go through that kind of use it or lose it situation where I lose the use of my vagina because of menopause. And she wasn't sexually active at the time, so she wanted to know what ways she could keep her vagina functioning. And so we talked about a few different things, but one of the things that we talked about was her using a dildo or a vaginal dilator so that she could maintain the vaginal opening. Now, there are a couple of conditions that can actually cause the vaginal opening to shrink or close. One of those conditions is called lichen sclerosis, and it causes a lot of scarring on the outer vagina. It causes some loss of the structures, so everything just kind of gets really smooth and the tissues get really thin. They don't stretch a lot at all. And then sometimes you can get fusing of the tissues that fuse over the urethra and fuse over the vaginal opening, and that can make sex really painful. That can make you have, more frequent urinary tract infections and things like that. So you definitely, if you have any issues with lichen sclerosis, you want to go see your gynecologist so that they can talk with you about what to do. And one of the treatments for lichen sclerosis is some estrogen, if you're without estrogen, if you're menopausal, and to use vaginal dilators or dildos or other sex toys to help to keep those tissues open. So, you can have helpful things that are not just for pleasure, but definitely if you're going to do something, you might as well enjoy it. So when I was talking to my patient, I was telling her, definitely, if you want to get a dildo, if you want to get a vibrator, you might as well have a good time while you're maintaining your vaginal health. So we'll see. I'll check back in with her and see how she's done with her homework assignment. So yeah. Oh man. Well, this has been fun. I'm having a good time. Are you guys having a good time? I think that this is a great topic, and I'm glad that you guys got on and you had questions. I love answering questions. I love helping people to know and how to navigate this thing called sex and desire and pleasure, and just trying to figure out what it is that they want, what they need, and how to get it. So thank you for allowing me to have this opportunity tonight. Thank you, Dr. Ferlandi, for all your questions. Thank you, Dr. Lakeisha, as well. So I'm going to open it up for any other questions that anybody has. I'll wait a few minutes, and then if nobody else has any questions, we will wrap it up for tonight. I do want to tell you, I want to tease you a little bit. We've been going live pretty much the whole week, and we're going to continue that during the rest of the week. But tomorrow, if you tune in at 7:30, I'm going to be sharing a secret with you. And so just make sure you get on. It's going to be some interesting stuff, some fun stuff. I've been hinting at some of the things that there's some goodies that are coming. And so it's time to start talking about those goodies and letting you guys in on the secret. So I have a secret, and I'm going to tell you about it tomorrow. All right. If you want to make sure that you know the secret, you can go to drbrandye.com. That's DoctorBrandye.com. And there's a special gift there for you, just for saying yes to getting on the list, so that you are privy to all the wonderful things that are coming. So DoctorBrandye.com. And I think I'll put that in the chat too. Oh, okay. So Dr. Ferlandi is asking, what's the best company to buy quality toys from? Well, like I said, I am a big fan of Lelo.com. I think they have the most gorgeous toys that I have seen. So I would recommend them. And they have quality toys. They have warranties on their toys. And they have a good cleaner. They have such a variety of things as well. And they're just pretty. They're just pretty. One of these days, I'll put up some pictures of the toys that they have. They're pretty. So I would say go to lelo.com. All right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Brandy, board certified OBGYN and women's libido coach, and I teach women how to get their sexy back and how to feel good in and out of the bedroom. If you are a woman who is looking to up your sex game, up your sexy, and you'd like to figure out how to do that, definitely go to drbrandymd.com. So that's a different one. DRBRANDYEMD.com, and schedule your free strategy session today. All right. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow, 7:30. Bye.